Hey everybody, Kristen Cataldo, the Lioness here, and I'm sitting in my car. Let's see, I can see my mountain back there. It's back behind me. I was standing outside here, but there's a lot of cars driving by, and so I didn't want to be out there. But I wanted to do a video this morning to kind of piggyback the post that I posted yesterday, last night, and some things I posted again this morning. So, as everybody knows that follows me, I am very transparent, very open in sharing my journey. So, along with the good times, I'm going to share things when things are a little wonky. I'm going to go ahead and share those as well. So, yesterday I did a post and I just kind of had to share what I was feeling. There's a lot of shifts and a lot of changes in my life right now. Amazing things going on. I'm really designing my life and just carving it out and sculpting it much like a sculptor, or painting it much like an artist, the way that I want it, the way that my heart feels and my soul feels that I need it, the way that I feel that my divine God is directing me and my purpose and my passion. But it does make it, like I said, a little wonky at times. There's lots of stressors that go along with that, lots of uncertainty, a lot of people trying to challenge that, you know, when they get a little fearful, or if they are not grounded and uncertain, then they can come forward in a not so kind way. So I got a lot of stuff going on, and a little of that, folks that I need to put boundaries up around, and so I had that going on. And then I was thinking last night, and I posted this morning about, you know, I felt like yesterday my joy, like I just hit kind of a wall, and just emotionally and spiritually just drained. And for an empath, that's really hard, especially. But I hit a wall, and I realized that my joy was being stolen and taken away from me, and I was allowing it. So I posted a post that said, when someone is stealing 10 minutes of your joy, 8 minutes is your own fault. And I realized it was my own fault. I was allowing it. I was not putting up the boundaries. I was not being that lioness. I was not being as fierce as I needed to be. I was actually broken down in tears last night, because I was just exhausted. I've allowed the stress to make me physically sick. I've been a little fighting some cold, emotionally sick, spiritually sick. I needed a reboot. And I knew, like thinking about my faith, that I just needed to really press in. I needed to lean back, and I talked about leaning back and allowing, just really visualize your feet being grounded, your feet being the roots like a tree, and just reaching deep down into the earth and grounding yourself. So like visualize that when you get a little uncertain or wonky, and then lean back, and just like you're gonna fall, or like that game that they play where you really trust somebody, like lean back and allow your divine to catch you. And it takes a lot of faith to do that, and it takes knowing, even in uncertainty, or when you can't visually see something, that everything's going to be okay. So that's kind of what I'm doing today. I'm also setting up boundaries. I talked about not allowing people to steal your joy. You have to set up boundaries. You have to train them what is acceptable in your life and what is not acceptable. It's just like a teacher. You know, I've taught college courses. If I taught a course and I didn't have a curriculum, or I didn't have a syllabus, how is a student going to know how to behave in my class? They don't. So you have to set up that syllabus, that rubric for your courses, for your life, so that others know how to treat you and what is acceptable. So if you never do that, they're going to walk all over you. They're going to think they're going to get an A in the class. When in fact, and then they come back all angry when you say, no, that's not okay. So set those boundaries up early, in relationships with friends and people that you work with and whatever it is. And it'll just help the navigation to go smoother. One thing that was interesting to me is my daughter saw all of this. She knows some of the boundaries that I need to set up. So I used it as a teachable moment. I talk about raising a lioness, and definitely today was one of those moments, and it was amazing to see. So I just told her, here's what we're going to do in some of these things. This is what you're going to see me doing. And she was like, okay, Mama, I get it. And then we got in the car, and she knew I was still kind of a little out of sorts this morning. And she used some of my own techniques and tricks on me. She went and changed my state. She put a song on that she knew from the past. It was a song that I played when I wanted to really become fierce, make my move, you know, be the lioness that I am. And she played that song instantly, in a heartbeat. It changed my state. And I was like, okay, game on. This is no longer allowed. It's no longer tolerated. God has bigger plans for me than to be as wonky as I am. I use that term wonky because it really just describes how I felt. I felt just, you know, I talk about the sacred triad of body, mind, and spirit. And if one of those corners gets out of kilter, you can become wonky. You can become unstable. So I like to keep all of those three, that triad, in balance. So today, my daughter, amazing her, I love her to death. She changed my state by putting a song on. So, friends, I encourage you to set up those things that when you get in that weird space that you can turn to, whether it's, maybe it's a picture that helps ground you. Maybe it's a song that goes, okay, game on. Maybe it's calling someone and just hearing their voice, or just having them say a phrase to you. I know my twin used to say to me, we set up this thing when I was a few years ago where he would say, let there be grace. So anytime I would say to him, oh my gosh, I'm dying, he would say, let there be grace. And it was like, whew, I knew instantly that, no, I'm going to be okay. So set those things up, set those people up in your life that you can turn to, and have them in place before you have a moment. And yeah, so I know today is going to be amazing. I know this was just a reboot. I know that each day brings amazing things, even after a night like last night where I was just like feeling broken and tired, exhausted, worn out, just today I woke up with a new day ahead of me and a new plan. I got my list together that I'm going to follow throughout the day. So trying to keep some structure to my day and setting up those boundaries. And if you have to, tighten your circle. Like I always say, I'd rather have 4 quarters, shiny quarters, than 100 pennies. So make it tight, make your life lean, make your circles lean, and keep people in them that lift you up, keep them close, and that you lift up as well. But the other stuff, shed that noise away, because all it is noise at the end of the day. If someone is stealing your joy, it is noise. So that being said, I send lots of love, lots of prayer out to you, lots of just amazing, good vibes, my lions and lionesses. If you do need specific prayer, please reach out to me. I love and I'm honored to pray for you and your loved ones. Otherwise, make it an amazing day. You have the choice. Don't let someone else's actions, their words, control how you feel in here, how you feel in your gut, how you feel in your mind. You control all of that. So, love you, oodles to noodles, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace out, my friends.